Firstly, look at this page. What does it shows? It simply shows 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly 6 types of layout, and each layout have its own functionality. Starting from the first layout, it's a border layout in Java. Whatever I have coded is now getting visualized in terms of graphical page. All buttons are clickable, whether it's up, down, left, right, or even center. The spacing between the buttons are colored in yellow. That is also I will show you in the code how to do the code of this. Now come on to grid layout. It has grid structure, and 1, 2, 3, 4 signifies different buttons. Each of them is clickable. Any number of times we can click it. At the last we have this card. I will hover on to this later. The third one is flow layout. It is a different sort of layout. Whenever there is such a flow layout, it has three functions: whether to align these this way that if we zoom or hover our key likewise, that it may come to downwards. Similarly, bag layout. So what's the difference between grid and grid bag? Here you can see that we can merge two individual buttons and make a big button. This can be done horizontally. Vertically I haven't tried yet, but yeah, must be there. Option must be there. And you can see in the box layout we have different sort of vertical boxes, and each of them can consider any element, can consist of any element, whether it's the English text, Hindi text, it doesn't matter. Now the interesting one, here you can see that the card layout, which is now is every time when I click on it, the number keeps changing continuously. See how whenever the number changes, it means that I have clicked on this. So let's hover onto the code. You have seen the output, and the title is all types of layout in one frame. It's a Java. So first of all, we must have Apache NetBeans in our laptop, and simply when I click on this code which I have written, it's a 206 lines of code. Yeah, 5 to 6 line can be up and down because of the coding indentation as well as comments. So you can, if a noob is writing, then definitely it may go as high as 210 or 215. But if a programmer is writing the same code, then he or she may end up writing it within the 200 line itself. So first of all, we must include package. It is by default. First of all, we don't have to include this package because whenever we make a project by its name, the same package automatically comes here. What I have done is from the sixth line I have done coding till the last line. So firstly, we need to import each of these 5 libraries, because without them we may not be able to run everything in the output, or simply our code will show the error while the time of compiling. Let's see from the 14th line. It's a public class layout type. See the import thing first. It is the, as the name suggests, JButton, JFrame, AWT. It's the most commonly used library. Swing, we definitely have used swing. Also event we have used because in the card layout, as I have shown in the output, there is a event listener which responds every time when we click on this card button. It changes the number, so event listener is must. So inside the class we have made the main method, and inside main method we have written everything. So we have not jotted down it in different functions. What I have done is I have merged all the things in the one layout, in the one main code, but it looks appealing because of the indentation, and I have taken care of all things. Let's get started from line 20. JFrame equals to new jframe f equals to, it's a variable which is need to be named all types of layouts in one frame. It is what is shown there on the top left corner. If I change it to something different, then for example if I change it to like abc, then will show abc. Now by control z, I am again correcting it to the right language, to the right title. I mean, simply I have made 5 different types of panels because I have 5 different types of layouts, and each panel consists of each layout. I have named it as P, P2, P3. These are the variable which I need to name. And simply I have started with the card layout first. Although the card layout here is the last, but yeah, it is a freeform language. Java is a freeform language. We can write anything anywhere, but yeah, no error must be there. So card layout, J label, J1, new label, border layout, this, then those. I mean to say that layout title inside respective label must be there. So for each of the layer, for each of the label, we have the name, we have given the title, and for each title we have defined their dimension. I mean, where on the x and y coordinate they will lie. So this is the position of x and y coordinates. See, this is the position of x and y coordinate. Actually this must be x because it is same, and yeah, this must be y, but it doesn't matter for the case. For this, I mean to say that we have set the bounds. Actually you can see that label 1 set bound is 100 and 310, and label 1 here is border layout. So let us hold on to this. So border layout here has 310, and you can see that 300 100 and 310. So this must be 100 and this must be 310, I guess. Yes, it must be like this only because the origin of this page is from the topmost right corner, top left corner, not from here, just from here. So from here we can simply say that we get the y maximum, and x is slightly smaller than y. That is why for the 4 cases, upper 4 layouts, The y remains same, but x changes with the gap of 200 units. Although the dimension of this, I mean to say the box which covers this grid layout or flow layout, the same dimension, all have the same dimension 20. Remember that 30 is the y and 200 is the x here, while here 100 is the x and 310 is the y. Yeah, in both the cases y is the second thing. Now comes to the layout types. P dot set layout. What I have done is that I had first defined panels, and then in those panel I am attaching these all these layouts. So set layout, with the set layout, what you can say is command or whatever they, with the set layout, new border layout to 20, 10, grid layout 2, 2, and similarly flow layout dot center. As you can see that flow layout dot center, for example, if I had not done this in center, then the buttons may 7 or 8 could have been appear below 1 and 2, but as I have made it dot center, so they are appearing in the center. Now grid bag layout, we not need to insert any value in this bracket. And for box type layout, we have done that dot y-axis because we have made a vertical row of this. Let us change to it as x. Now you will see some changes. See, the changes have occurred. Now the horizontal row has appeared. Let it be y. Now setting bounds of all panels. Since we haven't set the bounds of all panel, now we have to set the bounds of all panel. I'm setting the bound of all panel because it page appealing. See, every every layout has a identical dimension which is of probably square. See, 0 comma 0, 300 comma 300, 0 comma 0 signifies, as I already mentioned earlier, is x comma y axis, and 0 comma 0 means top left. Similarly, 300 1 comma 0, x shifted towards sidewards, right side, and the 300 comma 300 is what we have as a dimension of each panel. Dimension setting must be there, layout types and panel setting also we must be there. Now hover on to setting buttons for P1. Since we have to make it clickable, see, I'm clicking and it is getting dark for a moment. That is because we have set buttons for each of the individual panel. One can be curious why have we haven't set buttons for layout. So we must set buttons only for panels, and with those buttons we can make changes such that event listeners can respond to different, I mean by showing different things. We can make something like fly on the sky. Everything is possible in Java. And setting buttons for P3 and setting buttons for P6. CP6 have just 1 2 3 card 1 2 3. I could have named 6 3 more, but yeah, for the time being, let it be. Adding button to respective panel. See, border layout supports only these 5: east, west, north, south, and center. Although I have written here up, down, right, and center, but here it must be west, not right, and here it must not be. For example, center will remain center, but south, north, we can't change. We can't use up and down and north and south interchangeably. Code will throw error. Now we have to add buttons likewise. P2 dot add A1, P2 dot add A2, A3, A4, like this. Now grid bag constraint. It is especially for grid bag layout. It must be there like this because grid bag layout is sort of difficult out of these, and box layout is also quite, I would say, card layout is quite difficult compared to all rest of these. Here we have to see grid and iPad, that we must select it. And in the p5 dot add, as we have vertical rows, so we have made the subject names as button names. It will be visible in the output panel. Now action listener comes into play. See, action listener was not there for any type of layout, but for card layout we must implement it using action listener because the number will get changed every time we click on it. So action listener al, it's a variable name, new action listener, and inside curly bracket we should write it like this. And card layout dot next, p6 means panel 6, and card 1 dot action listener, this way the same code will work. Setting bg colors of respective panel. Since I have to make it creative in some sense, so I have deliberately used the background colors, catchy background colors. Actually, see, it's light yellow, it's all of these are light, not dull shades. So remember, orange remains orange, pink remains pink, green remains green, and this cyan, this one is, I think, cyan, if I'm not wrong. Yes, this one is cyan. Don't write here light blue, otherwise error will be thrown. It's a coding language. You can't jot down here rani, asmani, nila, pila. You can't. Adding panels in the frame. So it's a task, I mean to say that you would be wondering why we are adding again and again, but yeah, we are not adding it again and again. It is a rule and we should abide by the rules in order to run our code successfully in Java. So in panel we have to in frame we have to add each and every panel. So f dot add, and inside bracket we are adding panels. Similarly, we have to add labels in the frame. So in the f dot add label, each of the labels we have added. Whatever we have created here, we have added in the f dot add bracket. Now f dot size 150 by 150, 1050 by 1050, it must be there. F dot set layout null must be there. F dot pack is optional. I'm sure you know what does f dot pack mean. I will show you by commenting it. If I comment this, then we have a big screen in the output. See at once why it's taking time. Load. Yeah, we have the big screen. But when we, as you see earlier, when we don't have f dot pack, then a small box appeared, and from the dead box, when we click on maximize icon, then it got maximized. F dot set visible must be true, and this set dot default close operation exit on close. It is good for, I mean to say that it must be included. This line must be included. I personally feel this. Although I have commented it like it is optional, yeah, it's optional too. And the end of program curly bracket close. So this is the code. I will share the PDF in the, you know, I will attach the PDF, but remember that although you can extract the text by using AI tools, but I will not make it like that you can copy the text from PDF. I will not make it like that. I will make it like that is there will be separate images, and you will write the code by looking at the images. Although I am giving you a tip, most of you will can do that using AI tools. You can simply just extract the text from that PDF. That's it.